Hi, I'm John Cruz, and you're watching Cruise Control. So, for this video, this is the first time I've done anything like this. I'm going to do a how-to on this 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis, and today we're going to do a how-to on how to replace this fender. Let me go get the other fender. So, I've done this probably 10 or 15 times before. I've never done it as a video, so you're gonna have to bear with me. Here's the fender, by the way, because this is the first time I've ever done a how-to video. So I had whacked this car pretty good, and I had to replace the hood, the header panel, core support, this little plastic bullshit right there, and this fender, that bumper, all the headlights, the grill, and everything. And then the only fender I had available was this one, and it has no rocker panel. So, and then driving around, somehow managed to lose the marker lens, and I had a close call with a car. Actually, it was not a close call, it was an actual call, where somebody decided to want to make a left turn from a right lane, and I didn't think we touched, but apparently we did, and it pushed the bumper and broke off a couple teeth from the grill. So I don't have an extra grill yet. I'll just have to put the old one back on, but I do have another corner light right down there. And yeah, today we are going to go ahead and swap this out. So, tools that you'll need. All that. You'll need at least an 11mm socket, an 8mm socket. If nobody's ever gone through the car before, you might need some side cutters, some pliers, because there's a lot of little plastic tabs that hold on the plastic cover and also hold the bumper to the individual fenders. You'll need probably a set of pliers, the usual stuff. So we got a bunch of stuff right there. I also don't put the plastic things back. I use zip ties. So I have a bunch of zip ties with me. So let's get started. So first thing I do is pop the hood, obviously, and this plastic piece. Normally it'll have 3 push pins that hold it in place, but I never put those back, so there we go. So we remove that. Now, you don't have to remove the grill, but I'm going to anyways, because it makes life a lot easier. We're going to remove the grill, we're going to remove both headlights, and we're going to remove this marker light, and then we're going to remove the bumper. And then we are going to remove the bolts here, push the fender out so that we can get the header panel off. So first thing I'm going to do is take the grill off. That's an 11mm nut, and there's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 of them. Luckily for us, this one is missing about 3, so there's really only 3 bolts holding it into place, 3 nuts. So we're going to go ahead and take those off. So just hang tight for a second. I'll try to put it so that the phone, there we go. So we have an 11mm socket, and you're going to start with, I'll just start with this one just so you guys can see it. There we go. I don't have air tools or anything, I'm just using just basic hand tools. There's one. Now, like I said, you don't have to do this. I'll tell you why in a second that I like to, but you don't have to. And last one. Right there. Like I said, it was an 11 millimeter. And, okay, so this one has come loose, so you can see that, sorry about that, you can see that this one will not release from the actual nut itself, so I'm just going to take that off. But yeah, we got all the bolts out. Now, the best way to take these out is to pull from the bottom, because that's where they're clipped in at. Well, hopefully. Hang on. Come on, baby. There you go. 1, 2. Yeah, there we go. Piece of crap. So, there's that. So I'm just going to leave that one on there. So, next thing is each headlight has 3 8mm bolts. Oh yeah, I'm going to collect these and put them in a little pile. So, hang on, I'm moving stuff around here. Trying to think of the best way to do this. Off with that one. On with that one. Now, I asked my son to be out here to be my cameraman, but video games are far more important to him. So, whatever. It is what it is. Come on. Yeah, I gotta get like a stand or something that I can prop this thing up on. There we go. One. Like I said, these are 8mm. Most of these bolts are going to be 8mm. There's a few 13s actually up by the windshield as well. Two. So now, in order to get the headlight out, there should be a little tang right here that you push down on, and then you can simply push it out with your fingers and kind of just pull the bastard out. Sometimes it doesn't want to go. There we go. And since this was converted over from an 07 front end back to an 03 or so, I had to hot wire these, so there's these handy dandy plugs that I put in off an 03. We are going to have to take off this marker because there's a bolt underneath on each side that holds the bumper on. So that one, you can see right here, these two bolts, and I believe they are also 8mm. And the best way to do it is to get a long extension contraption thing going and then jam it in this way behind. Well, actually, maybe we can just do it from here. All right, so had to pause too long. Where did I leave off? So got the grill out, 11mm headlight, 3 8mm. These two are actually also 11mm bolts, nuts, and then the marker lens just simply comes off like that. And so on these bumpers for the Crown Vic or the Grand Marquis, you have this one holding the bumper in place, and then there's also another one that I never put back because it's a pain in the ass. I don't know what size it is. It's definitely smaller than 8. It's either 5.5, 6, or 7. I don't know which. You'll have to take that off too in order to start getting the bumper off. So these are the 3 bolts for the headlight, and that's the 2 nuts for the side marker. Yep. So now on this side, 3 bolts, 8mm, 2 nuts, 11mm, and it'll come out. Now before I stop this again, because every time I pause it and I start working, it turns off and it, I gotta start a new video. The differences between the Crown Vic and the Grand Marquis are there's not too many differences. One of the biggest ones is that instead of 8mm bolts holding the headlights in, there's just 2 metal sliders, and they got a handle on it, and you pull up on each one of these sliders and then remove them, and then the headlight comes out. And the marker lights are the same, but they only have one 11mm nut on the inside and then a Phillips screw on the outside. So I'm actually going to keep it rolling while I take this one off. See if I can do like that. So 8mm. Sniffles out here. So if I'm sniffling too much, sorry about that. I'm pretty sure there's no other videos out online right now about how to change a fender on one of these things. So I got the 3 8mm out, and you can see here there's a little tang. You gotta press down on that, and then you can start getting the headlight out. And then there you go. Oh yeah, another thing about the Crown Vics is that they will have a turn signal in there as well. So there'll be the headlight socket and then a connector for the turn signal. Then we're going to tuck the wiring back inside the header panel, because the header panel, it's at least going to come out. And I'm going to probably take the whole thing off. Makes it easier that way. So, put you back. Figured today's the day to do it because in the Chicagoland area, this is going to be probably the last sunny day that's not terribly ass cold to do anything. Tomorrow it's going to be in the 40s. It's going to be raining. Now you can't see it here, but I got the ratchet just going in through the headlight opening. Once again, two 11mm nuts, and I'm just using an extension and a deep well. Just some burlesque crap I picked up from AutoZone out. Like I said, these cars are pretty, the Crown Vic and the Grand Marquis at least are pretty similar in how to do this. The differences are going to be in the grille and the headlights. That's about it. And it depends on how many times this has already been done. If you're like me, you probably don't put things back in the way it's supposed to go. Just get it done. And yeah, so that's how I roll. Now, let me grab this. Now the nice thing about these as well is, so you can see that this marker light is pretty cheesed up. So I'm going to replace it, and you can just unplug it from here. And it was clipped into there. And I'll probably clip the new one in once and we can just eat. Adios, muchachos. Alright, so now we got all that off. Now I have to get the header panel loose. And there are, most of these are 8mm. There's, well, let me put the nuts away. Let me put my nuts away. Giggity, giggity. There are, where the hell are they? Two here. Two there. One on each side here. And then should be one right there, but it's not. And then, oh yeah, both are missing there. So yeah, and then actually before that we should take the bumper off. Yeah, now's a good time to take the bumper off. Make life a lot easier. These are also 8mm, so we'll do those last. So here, inside the bumper where it meets the fender, usually there's a black piece of plastic and 3 little push pin things that would go into these holes right here. Since this has been done numerous times, that's all gone. I used to just use zip ties, but after hitting so many things that the zip ties come loose, I'm going to take this one off too. Just get it out of the way. Alright. Tuck all that in there. This one you can see there's still one zip tie left. So I got to cut that. And then underneath, there's a couple 8mm bolts that if your car has been wrecked a bunch of times, are probably no longer there. Once again, apologize about lack of cameraman, but you know. So, put that thingy off. Nope. All right. Careful. Oh, yeah. Let's take these bolts. Put them on here. There. Now as we get underneath the car, you can see where, maybe you can see, there was 8mm bolts that used to be there. Here, there's still 2 there. And then same thing on the other side. So, we are going to take those off. All right. And a lot of times, like, some of these old cop cars won't even have this plastic anymore. They'll be just so banged up that maybe it was once there many, many, many eons ago, but it is no longer. A lot of problems you have to deal with is a little metal retainer spinning with the nut. That happens, I just break them off. Nothing zip ties can't handle. One. I'm sure there's probably easier ways of doing this without taking all this stuff off, but I have not found one yet. And as much as I like to half-ass a bunch of stuff, I do like to kind of do things kind of the right way. You know, there's the right way, there's the wrong way, and there's the John Cruise way. That's just the wrong way, only faster. There you go. And where'd that other one go? Yoink. Oh, mother. No. Hold on, checking. There we go. So yeah, there used to be a bunch of bolts here. Now the only 2 left remaining are these 2. Oh yeah, you're probably, for the next, if you're actually taking the fender off, you'll probably want a tire jack too. I should have mentioned that earlier in the video. It's a really awkward way of doing this, but whatever. And I'm no professional body man or mechanic or anything, so, you know, I bet a lot of you guys are like, man, has this guy ever fucking seen a wrench before? And the answer is no. No, I have not. And where'd those other 2 go? Yep. Here's my bumper. Now, next step is these 2 here. And unfortunately, my 8mm is stuck onto this extension, so shit. Well, let me see if I can free it loose a little bit, maybe. Hang on. Well, brief moment for station identification. Alright, well, since I can't fit the 8mm in there, just gonna have to